And what's going on, everybody? Remy here from the Rodeo Plays, and welcome back to some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Give me a second. That might be good. Anyways, yeah. Welcome back to some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Last time we left off, we did a class trial for Mukuro Ikusaba, and it turns out that apparently Kyoko had a plan, but in order for that plan to work, we had to play the bait of being the killer. So we were executed. You can't see, but I just put that in air quotes. And we found ourselves in the junk, and basically the junk receptacle of the school. Also, this video is brought to you by the new mic I purchased. I don't know how it sounds, so I'm not gonna say I don't know how it sounds, but let's just say if it sounds bad, then, well, not bad, but if it sounds worse, then I'll just go back to using my other mic. So yeah. Anyways, now that we are here, also, this is the rocket from the beginning of the game. That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Alright. Oh, there's the tank. Okay. Is that an airplane? How does something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? I don't know. Up here? It's locked. No matter how many times I push, pull, or kick, no matter how much I push, pull, or kick at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I survive how can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough of a reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was the only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Oh, the one thing I forgot to do was actually something to my phone. What the? The strange sound pierced my silence isolation, jarring me awake. I watched a pile of garbage jolt and formed into an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? I don't know. Let's check it out. Did the trash fall down here? I carefully stretched out my hand towards whatever it was that had tumbled down with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Yeah, I bet it does. Also, you have a noodle cup in your head, so you know I got to screenshot that for the thumbnail. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. You ever had a quick, sharp shake and got rid of the trash and then faced me again? First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Phew, I really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. So, you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to let you know now that the majority of this video, if not all of this video, is about to be exposition. Get ready. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, but I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
But listen, not that I'm trying to make an excuse, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
it's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to
In
survive
other words,
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind. I made up my mind to come to Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. So you have a reason for coming to Hope Speak?
indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I have no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto,
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted and woke up. I was trapped here.
that's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I knew there was a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It seems
Thinking back on it now, at this point, my memory was gone. At the time, I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I had come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all about all of that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they do that? There's only one reason I came up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. Right? That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if it's true what you... come on, TRD, get it together now. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help
why
you?
is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, don't make it too big of a deal. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind's one of us. She believed that, and of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into it. She would look into her missing memories by herself.
However,
That being said, there's a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you are least likely to be the mastermind. That's just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could be the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Ugh. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for help right away. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright, back in it, round 3. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
so
I think there's a lot I still don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective? And the reason I came to Hope Speak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child, and it turns out he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? And that explains why Alter Ego told us that the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster. No matter the cost.
so,
Kyoko? What's going on?
I,
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now. Of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I had seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers were dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been there. You mean the mastermind,
it's
right?
true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's allowed the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured that the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would most likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. Man, I am really tired. This makes no sense. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I could say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so,
I can't explain it. You'll need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get the chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Round 4, let's get it.
however,
Of course, once I got to the second floor dorms, I noticed there were no monitor or cameras, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her? All I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed? I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. It was. The rest of them knew they couldn't interfere directly. It must mean because of the school regulations. Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
in other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following these rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by school regulations. And one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Oh! Want to elaborate on that, please? I could have became the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during that night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. So what you're telling me is you have a persona named Thanatos and you could just move with this nigga. I'm okay.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happens with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised. The dojo key wound up in my room. This all is the work of the mastermind. This all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So, all this would mean is that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. But wait, doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wants to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all
In
mean?
other words,
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? And there's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. Oh. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're
That's
talking
right.
about what happened a year ago. The tragedy. That's what I'm calling it. I'm telling you, every time we gotta refer to that thing, it's the tragedy. I refuse to call it anything else. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair? That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5. Oh my goodness. Can you guys believe it? We just finished Chapter 5. Now we're starting Chapter 6. 6 students still remain. To be continued. Just, come on. We still going. Not ending the video there. You got the Green Island Rocket. Is it bad that I thought that was a dildo for a second? What the fuck is wrong with me today, Chief? You want to save? Yeah, we're still going though. Like, we're gonna keep going. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people who put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Right now, the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Alright, cool. So, do I just talk to you? Kyoko, you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part without it. And it can open any door to school, right?
That's right.
That's right. And we should be able to use it out of that door, right? Hey Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6, Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know, this is the final chapter. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves at a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. And now that you say that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Facts, this is cheating. Kyoko has gloves on. She doesn't have to worry about sweaty hands and slipping. Plus she has heeled shoes on. I feel like that gives you an advantage. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Naruto! What's that? I want to say that's the second Persona reference I made in this video. First was Thanatos from P3, now Naruto from P4. Can we get a P5 reference in this? If we can, I am the shit. Can't nobody stop me. There was a time where being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. And is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride. A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort. It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we must do what we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said before, it's the source of our pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info on the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However.
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't know it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? And there's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I have absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Bruh, me and Kyoko can fucking relate on God. Fuck my dad. Reconnect? What's that? Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However.
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So.
I want to sever all ties with him. Bruh! Yes! Oh my god. Nigga, vibing. Same wavelength. I feel it. It's there, alright? I'm on the same wavelength with her. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. And that's true. Now I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family's name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. After BL killed I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But that's not true. But there is one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So,
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of the family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl who was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow's been following me my entire life, and I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to fight him and tell him we're no longer family, in order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, they just cut him out like that? Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we really connected by heart and soul? No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not heart or soul? I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. But I don't hear nothing wrong. Like, that's a fact. We're not connected by heart and soul. We're connected by blood. Is that really enough to call us family? In the words of 6 Seconds himself, family ain't shit. Our only connection's but a last name. Just because we share the same last name doesn't mean I gotta consider you family. For all I give, you're a stranger to me. That's facts. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Yo, that's terrifying. I gotta pull that down? Oh no. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope Speak is waiting for us. We're back? Right. Remember that hatch on the ground near the classroom? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open without much trouble. Well, here goes. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. Oh, I have to push up? Oh, that's even worse, Chief. The hatch opened with ease, and so looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we were out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning a favor. Alright, cool. So what? So how do I explain to everybody I'm not dead? So, now what do? Well, I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words,
I asked Monokuma, there a problem with you escaping? Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And not like we can run away. And she said that she pointed nearby at a surveillance camera. So, you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. Don't worry. What you think is going to happen? What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does that mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation in Mukuro's death. There's a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was. If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That will help with our negotiations. I'm still super uneasy about this. But we don't have a choice, do we?
indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going. Alright, boys. Well, it's been real. I'm scared. Monokuma's gonna fucking kill me. I forgot how to get to the gym like this, but oh, there it goes. I was I forgot to get to the gym like this, and I'm almost certain I can't fast travel. So, I mean, I say almost certain, but then again, I also didn't check, so I guess I really don't have a excuse for not for saying I don't know. You're not the gym. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till we play V3. Cause turning in this game and what is it? I don't even think it was a. I'm almost certain it wasn't a big thing in Danganronpa 2, but this game, oh my god, it's horrendous.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much, but Makoto is supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I'm going to punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. Wait!
However,
But before you do, let me say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I'm supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about? Well, when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. There's also a trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in this position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and tried to execute him. You made that choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But when there was another unexpected development, waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you
am I
killed it.
wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be seen as a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game, but you're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto. And you can prove this, right?
Wow.
No, I can't. Don't just say things like that. What is this, a comedy routine? It makes such a bold claim without a shred of evidence. I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Then no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never had to come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution, and he would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not that I'm trying to convince you. If you were to execute Makoto right now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume you killed him because what we said is exactly
Listen
right.
to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say that we're just making all of this up. You're not going to prove us wrong. Now, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair, fair and
that's what you
square,
have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
True.
To do Muguru's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair
It's time for
trial.
one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept this challenge? He'd probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Oh God, Teddy, is that you? Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for some bear jokes. Oh God, no it is you, Teddy. Please leave. Now, what would you suggest might be possible if it would certainly make, what you suggest that might be possible, it would certainly make for one honey of a
in other
climax.
words.
Does that mean you accept?
Guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
Barely contain myself!
Oh God, the amount of bear puns. The amount of bear puns. Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. And we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting ending.
Guys!
So for the final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
Can barely contain
then that'll be
myself!
enough to qualify as the victory for you. Okay, you know what? That one was actually pretty good.
True.
Then what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
Guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we uncover every last truth, how will ultimate despair revel in its own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
Hey,
I want to confirm that is what you said, right? And that is a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, and it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulation, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulation? Which would mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's your hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you get all quiet all of a sudden?
Now
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seemed emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Huh, I don't even care anymore. You're not gonna get your punishment later anyways. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Monokoma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. Just like that, we were out of the gym. I would be taking, if I was Makoto, the deepest breaths would be taken today. I would just be like, oh my god, I didn't die. Holy shit. I can hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle's still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So,
They had no choice but to accept it. Huh?
because
It's all because of the one moment when... It's all because of that one moment the mastermind let their guard down. Like I said. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen,
And what do you think? And what do you think when you heard? What did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seemed so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull
However,
off, and yet somehow the mastermind was able
In
to do
other
it.
words,
Think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. All of their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point.
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to, and for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. That's their goal is the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous. You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. But it's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose was and motivation comes from despair. But is that really the only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Hold up.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast the killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about. Wait, what? The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored the rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
Oh, that's precisely right. No matter how much they hate what I was doing, I hadn't violated a single one of the regulations. Kyoko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all of the proper rules, to get me killed. They began the trial, they didn't have the right answer, and they made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. It attempted to kill you, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to be the entire world, the mastermind had to agree to your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect
In
form.
other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? Are we still able to get the mastermind to accept your
However,
challenge? Well, it's only thanks to you that we got a chance, because you believed in me. And now the path opened up. Jesus. Knows. Still, I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans. I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh and took a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a really long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of a negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I had shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time, or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win. Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Working together with everyone?
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others. They're probably in a dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Alright, so I'm going to end this video right here. So, we got another chance to throw down with the mastermind in order to save our own skins. How would that go? Who knows? But yeah, like I said, I'm going to end this video right here. If you guys did enjoy this video, why don't you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, this is Charlie Plays signing off saying peace, and I will catch you guys in the next video where we're going to let everybody know that, hey, we survived. We out here living. So yeah, dose the Vinya.